Hey guys, I am Nishant and welcome to Cybernetico. In this video, let's solve this interview question that says how to implement an async task runner with concurrency control. From Rippling, this question is on devtools.tech. So the problem statement is this. We have to design and implement an task runner utility function that processes async tasks with maximum concurrency limit. The utility should ensure that most of the defined tasks are running at the given time, which is concurrency. So, in the code, if this is 3, we have to only run 3 tasks at a time. If it is 4, we have to run 4 tasks. So, let's see how to implement it in JavaScript. So, in the code, we are having one task runner class that contains 2 functions. One is constructor and one is a push method. So, this one is used to initialize all the variables like concurrency and other things. I will tell you in some time. Then we have push method that is used to push the tasks into the queue, the task queue. So the first thing we need to create here is the task queue. So we will make this dot task queue and we will make it as an empty array because it's a queue. Then we need the concurrency as a variable. So we can make this dot concurrency as concurrency. Then we also need the current number of tasks that is running. So we can make this as this dot current count or current task count equals to, let's say, 0. In the push method, we will take the current task and push it to the task queue. So we can do this like this dot task queue dot push. Then we can just push the task here like this. So you see, we are having the task runner instance, and from that we are getting the ex, which is the instance of this task runner class. Then we can simply do ex.push, which will call this method to push the tasks into the queue, which will be here. So our push method is done. Now we need to create a function to run the tasks asynchronously. So let's create a function called async run tasks. And in this function we will check if our current task count is less than the concurrency. So this dot concurrency. And we will also check if the task queue is more than 0, if we have any tasks or not. So we will do if task queue dot length more than 0. So we are checking if the current task count is less than the concurrency. Only then we will run the tasks. And the second condition is that task queue length should be more than 0. It means we have the task in the task queue. Let's create a task here called task equals to this dot current this dot task queue dot shift. So we will just shift the first task into this task. So shift method will just pull the top task into this task variable. Then we need to increment the current task counter. So we will do this dot current task plus plus. Then we can simply run the function, which is task or this task method. We can save this. I forgot to add one await here because this is the async function. Now we can also add one try catch block in case of any errors. So we have to move this await task into the try, and we can simply catch any errors. We also need to add one finally block in this try catch because we need to run it even one task fails or passes. It will contain the same function called run task. So it will run the next task here. So this dot run tasks, and we need to decrement this counter here so that we need to have this as one less because one task is completed from the queue. Now in this function push, we can just add await run tasks. Now in this push function, we can simply do this dot run tasks function to run it. When we push some task into the queue, save, that's done. But we are missing something, which is the delay here, the delay function. So we have to make a function to delay the console T1 started and T1 finished, like some delay between them, which takes an interval which is 2000 milliseconds or 2 seconds. Now let's create a function for delaying. So we can make async function delay. This will take timeout, and we can return a promise here. So return new promise resolve. In here we can simply call set timeout. This will take a function which is resolve, then the timeout. Save it. Now let's try to run it and see what happens. Okay, we have an issue here. This should be this dot current task count. I forgot to add this. So we are saying T1 started, T2 started, T3 started, T2 finished, T3 finished, T4 started. So it's running in a concurrent manner. So currently we are only having 3 tasks running at a time. If I make it 4 and run it again, we will see T1, T2, T3 and T4 at the single time. See, it's working. So T1, T2, T3, T4 started, T2 finished, T4 finished, T5 started, T3 finished, T5 finished, and then T1 finished. So that's how we can create or implement a asynchronous task runner with concurrency control in JavaScript.